or write a name on the board for Lou to include into her prayer this morning, please feel free to do that anytime this morning.
I am free now as a soaring bird to be the one I'm meant to be. I am free now as a soaring bird to be the one I'm meant to be. I am blessed. I am healed. I belong. I am free. I am blessed. I am healed. I belong. I am free. I am free now as a soaring bird to be the one I'm meant to be. I am free now as a soaring bird to be the one I'm meant to be. I am blessed. I am healed. I belong and I am free. I am blessed. I am healed. I belong and I am free.
Are you out there? We're free. That's something to holler about, right? Good morning.
Good morning.
So our theme for July has been freedom, particularly inner freedom. So what a great song to start out with. Thank you, David, very much for that. All right, announcements. This Wednesday night, this Wednesday service is the fifth Wednesday. So at 7 p.m. we will have motion of devotion. So Roy and I will be here to lead Motion of Devotion, which is a group call and response experience where we go through the hour calling and responding different chants that Roy and I have created especially for that night. So of course everyone is invited, and that is always a love offering. So if you love to sing or if you love to listen to music, this is a great night for you to come. This Wednesday at 7. There is, I did send the email for the women's retreat. So if you haven't received the email, please let me know. Actually, I printed off the attachment that I put with the email that has all of the information that you need to know right now about the women's retreat, and the handout is over here. So no worries if you didn't get the email, everything is right over here on this handout. But what I do need to know is, I need to know exactly who is planning to come. I do have a deadline, and I can't remember what it is, a date for the dollars. What was it? Anyone? Oh, okay, August 11th or something. To have your dollars in to go so that I can hold space for you. There's a limited amount of space that we have available, but I think that we're gonna make it just fine, but I would love to know ahead of time how that's gonna look. Okay, any questions about women's retreat? Just see me afterwards. Gosh, I think that's all the announcements I have right now. So let's see, we're just going to move on to speaking our purpose statement together here. So let's just take a nice deep breath and relax here as we all get into that center heart space where when we read this, we really we can really relate from a deep level of what this purpose statement is saying about our center and how it relates to us personally. Okay, here we go. As an intentional spiritual community, the purpose of CSL is to be a living environment for individuals to realize that we are all unique emanations of God, the love intelligence governing the universe. We embody the truth of our oneness with God, and we consciously practice this truth in our everyday life. Through the exploration of new thought, ageless wisdom, and the energy of unconditioned love, we are dedicated to individual transformation and to being a beneficial presence in the world.
God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angel wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place.
And in this stillness, in this quietness, I invite you to go deeper into that essence that is your life. And accept with me that perfect divine pattern of life itself. For there is only one life, and that life is God's life. And that life is my life, and that life is our life right now. And in this place, I know that this life is all there is. It is the sum total of all creation. It is the sum total of all yet to be. It is wisdom and intelligence, love, beauty. It is all good things. It is the best. It is all that is. And it's in this place that I know that I am one, that I am a part of this energy, of this spirit, of this creation. And as it is true for me, it is true for each and every one of us. For we are created in this image. And our inner essence is that beauty, that love, that compassion. It is the goodness of the universe expressing as each individual in diversity. And it is from this place that I speak these words, this treatment, for those requesting prayer and for those receiving prayer. Christopher, David O., Hannah and baby, Mary, Ken, Forrest, Anya, Shannon, Jason, Paul, Janet, Laura, Candace, Michael, Jim, William, Tamara, Mandy, Lisa, Todd, Rachel, Winnie, Tamara H., David H., CSL, Ecksteins, Anna, Anthony, Hawes family, Comstock family, Griggs family, Kelly family, Billy Schwenk, Michael, Deb, Don, Jess, Jen, Ben, all moms, Kathleen, Sharon, Linda, Bill, Tim, Marianne, Jim, Yolanda. And that I know that each one receiving prayer and each one requesting prayer is a radiant light and an incarnation of the divine love, a place where consciousness is revealing itself, knowing that this one presence is closer than breath. I declare that we each lay aside all anxiety and open to the divine operating through each of us. We detach from the problem and relax into the awareness that a solution is at hand. I affirm that each is surrounded, cradled, and uplifted by the power, presence, and intelligence of spirit. In each situation, each thinks with clarity, acts with ease, and accomplishes without strain. All needs are met as we prosper and succeed in all areas of our life. Divine intelligence and wisdom governs our life situations and lead us into right action, right decisions in our affairs. We are aware of what we do and when to do it and of what to do. Wherever we are, we meet with peace, joy, and happiness, for we are peace, joy, and happiness, pouring our blessings on others. We are surrounded by loving relationships, friendships, and harmonious interactions. And I affirm that we each see divine opportunities to create the life we desire, the abundance we seek. I declare the whole of our body is a perfect functioning idea in the mind of God. It operates with perfect functions and is mobile with ease. Nothing can hinder the outpouring of divine wholeness in all areas of our life. And in this, I know and I declare that a healing is taking place. And I give thanks for the realization of this truth. And I allow it to be active in my life and each and every life. So with great gratitude for this fullness, I know that this perfection is demonstrating as each is experienced right now. And I bless this service knowing that this is an opportunity for each of us to deepen our awareness of the divine. I give thanks for the service, for the music, for all the volunteers, for we are blessed by each, and each is blessed by the giving of their service. So it's with great joy and thanksgiving that I release these words into the law, knowing it is already so, as I just rest in confidence and expectation as we all declare together, and so it is.
Holy Spirit, within, help me to bloom into all that I am. Help me to love the whole of the I ask for beauty in myself. I ask for beauty in the world. I ask for beauty in all of humanity. Holy Spirit, help me to grow into all that I am. Help me to love the whole of the world.
Good morning.
Good morning.
As you all know, down the stairs to the left is the prayer chest. And don't be shy. If there's anything on your mind, something you would like a little extra spiritual mind treatment for, something that's bothering you, please put it in the prayer chest. Release your anxiety, and the practitioner will be doing affirmative prayer on your behalf this week. Genuine inner freedom is the ultimate aim of life. It is the unspoken goal of every thought you have and every action you take. David Simon. Divine life is basically the inner freedom to choose the right and the good spontaneously. Thomas Keating.
Thank you, Lou. Thank you so much. All right, how's everybody feeling? Ew. How's everybody feeling? Okay, that's better for me. Oh, let's see, what are we doing? What did I write about? I'm so excited to see. Inner freedom. So today I would like to speak about free to be the real me. Doesn't that sound fabulous? Who wants to be the real you? Free to be the real me. Because sometimes we don't feel free to be the real us, right? But first of all, in order to be free to be the real me, I first need to know who the real me is. That can be tricky sometimes. I want to know who that authentic me is. The me that is closest to my original nature. That's what authentic means, close to its original nature. My original nature is the nature of my origin. And we are created in the image and likeness of God, the energy, that life force, that essence, that infinite intelligence that created us. Infinite intelligence and unconditioned love. So our original and authentic nature is everything of this energy, all of the God qualities: love, peace, abundance, freedom, wisdom, intelligence, joy. What else? Tell me. Yeah, they're all good, right? Peace, yes. All of these God qualities are my original nature. I cannot be unlike my origin, right? The creator. I'm within that mind of God. I am that mind of God. My mind is that mind of God. So it must be that my original nature is all of these things. Do you agree?
Yes.
Yes.
So when I talk about free to be the real me, well, I have a slide. I didn't tell Jeff, but it's there. Real, radiant, energetic, abundant, loving. Who doesn't like a good acronym, right? Okay, so that's what I'm talking about. Free to be the real me. And do we always experience ourselves from this perspective? I know I don't, right? But today I would like to explore maybe why we don't and ways that we can start to see ourselves a little differently and therefore experience the freedom of being who we really are in God. Anybody like that idea? Okay. So some time ago in my spiritual journey, I was studying about self-love, loving myself. Has anyone ever heard of that? Right? We all know how important it is to love ourselves. Maybe we don't know why it's so important to love ourselves, but we've all heard that. To love our whole selves, the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? And, I just kept, at this time in my life, I just kept wrestling with that idea that maybe some of you have before, or maybe still are. I was wrestling with the idea of loving the parts of me that I just didn't like. Do you find that difficult? And then one day I had an aha moment that changed me for good. And, talking about an aha moment, everyone in here has had an aha moment, right? And everybody's aha moments are different than other people's, and when we have them, we think, oh, you should do this because that's exactly how I got my aha moment. And the other person's going, that just doesn't resonate with me. Everybody's aha moments are different. And I can have aha moments about the same thing over and over and over in a deeper way, or a different way. You hear a different speaker that says it a little differently, and you're like, that finally makes sense to me. So anyway, this aha moment Don't be thinking this is like a super humongous idea, but it was to me at the time. I had never thought of this like this before. So instead of trying so hard to love what I didn't like about myself, I decided to change myself and create myself to be someone that I liked. Not only liked, but someone that I loved. I thought that would be a lot easier, wouldn't it, than trying to love something I don't like, create myself to be someone that I love. That was a change for me. I was like, I think that's even doable. I could probably do that. And I'm still on that journey today. So of creating myself to be someone I love. It's hard to not go to be creating yourself to be someone you love, right? To be someone else loves, but someone that I love being. So I'd just like to share a few ideas that have helped me along the way of this. You guys interested in that at all? Does it seem a good idea? So I believe that our personal world of people and circumstances that show up to us, that show up to me personally, that is a reflection of how I see myself. It's a reflection of how we see ourselves. And we've been talking about this kind of a lot lately. But this is where our free will comes in, to choose how we think, to choose our own attitudes, to choose what we believe and see about ourselves, how we see ourselves. We are absolutely free to choose what we think, our attitude, and how we see ourselves in relationship to other, whatever that is, a circumstance, another person, a condition. We're in relationship to something else in this physical world, right? So this is why it's so important to love who we are, so that our outer world will show up to us as love. See, we really are. Did anyone ever tell you, you're not the center of the universe? But we really are the center of the universe. All of us are centers of the universe. Each one of us is the center and co-creator of our own experience. And this, of course, is the bad news and the good news, right? So I learned from Reverend Michael Gott. Remember him? He was. We showed his video, and I've been following him for quite a while and watching his videos. I learned from him that a good message has a joke, 3 points, and a poem. So I gave up on the joke, sorry. So there's no joke. I'm just not good at jokes, so there's no joke today. But I do have 3 points, and I don't have a poem, but I have a handout. Does that count? I'm the handout girl. Okay, so I have 3 ideas for creating myself to be real, radiant, energetic, abundant, and loving. And really, let me just clarify that I'm not really creating myself to be those things, because I already am those things, right? But I'm creating myself to see myself as those things, because that's how my life is going to reflect back to me, how I see myself. See that importance of that self-love? So the first idea is actually the same idea as last week, which I think is always the beginning of our awakening to our divine nature as our truth. And that is self-observation, self-study. We so do not want to look at ourselves, right? We have a tendency to want to blame, look at the other person, that situation, that condition, the outer world, whatever it is, and we really don't want to look at ourself and what is within us. But I have found so much freedom and power in self-observation. It's the very beginning. How could I change anything about me if I don't observe who I see myself to be, right? So self-observation or self-study is that ability to observe our own thoughts, our own reactions, our own behaviors, and our beliefs. When we can look at ourselves through the lens of observing without judgment, boy, those are two big words, without judgment, we can assess our life more honestly and more accurately. Too many times our ego rushes in to save us from being wrong or embarrassed, but this saving is an illusion that we keep believing is benefiting us in some way. Our ego tricks us into believing that this behavior or this belief is benefiting. There's a benefit there. As long as we believe there is a benefit to our behavior or our beliefs or our thoughts, then we will not be able to change them because we're benefiting in some way. Only in self-study can we learn to ask the right questions, to uncover our mistaken thoughts and beliefs and then that are causing our unwanted behavior. The behavior, some people call those sins. But did you see I just said mistaken thoughts and beliefs? We've believed them for a long time. They were mistaken when we first caught on to that belief, but they've been working out in our life as unwanted behaviors or unwanted reflections coming back to us, maybe from other people's behavior. So for instance, if I have a belief in my subconscious that having a lot of money makes me unspiritual or greedy, then to me, not having money makes me spiritual and humble. Do you see that I believe I am benefiting from not having money? If I were to correct that belief by recognizing my real self, my God self, in the image of the universe, which is infinite abundance and prosperity, if I could recognize myself and see myself from that space, I could start drawing to my mind new ideas of all the ways I could serve, love, or I could serve the universe by using my wealth. I could give myself permission to attract money by seeing how it can benefit me and the world. So that's just one example. In observing ourselves, we need to stay open, honest, and vulnerable. Honest, honest, honest. And we don't have to share this with anyone else. It's your own work. You're only being honest with yourself, which is sometimes the hardest place. So in my self-study, I have to spend time with that precious ego part of me, asking it to stand aside for just a minute while I quietly contemplate what I have observed about myself. And then from my higher nature, I can do this without judging anyone, including myself, as right or wrong. I observe from that higher nature. I can ask myself, is this how I want to be seen? What is this person or this situation or this condition showing me about how I view myself? And then, that L word, listen. Listen openly and honestly. Don't insist, just listen. These questions are worth asking so that we can find out if we have a hidden belief buried in us somewhere that is not serving us. It's offering us a kind of a pseudo benefit, right? But really, it is benefiting our ego self and not our real self. So self-observation will lead us into the second idea I have here. That is to create a clear vision. After we've uncovered a belief within ourselves, about ourselves, that may not be playing out in our life in a way that we like it to, then it's time to get clear about who we would rather be. Did all that make sense? You know what I meant, right?
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes I watch the video later and I'm like, Brenda, what? That too. Hopefully these people are like onto you and know what you're trying to say. Because I can't go back and change it. But I do edit a lot. Okay, so for instance, I might find myself envious or jealous or judgmental of people who have what I want. Anyone? Yeah. Then my reaction toward them is usually critical. Maybe I desperately want a loving relationship myself. And instead of being happy for someone who has a fantastic loving relationship with their partner, I might find myself secretly finding fault with them and criticizing them. Just an example. And then what happens is I don't like myself for behaving that way or for even having those thoughts about them. Do you ever get yourself in that position? My self-observation has guided me to a place that I can see this dynamic happening. And then I can decide to either keep the behavior, which is probably powered by the underlying belief that I don't deserve a good relationship or that I'm not worthy of a loving partner, so that I'm seeing myself as undeserving, which is not true, by the way. Or I can create a new, clearer understanding of myself based on the truth of who I really am, the radiant, energetic, abundant, loving me. I can begin to see myself worthy because God is at the helm, the mastermind of all that is. Knowing I am within that mastermind, which is unconditional in its love for all, then I know my natural, authentic state of being is love for all. My original nature is always the nature of God. In getting a clearer vision of myself, I can change behavior towards others. I can create myself to be someone I love. Don't you just love when you're loving? Right? When it bubbles up naturally? When you genuinely are not fearful of expressing the goodness from within you? I love the way I think and act right now is what we could be thinking. I love the way I'm thinking and acting right now. And then when we have those thoughts about ourselves, we begin to see ourselves as worthy of love. When we feel and see ourselves worthy, then we will attract opportunities to experience that real love. Again, just an example here. You can fill in your own issue or whatever you have. Problem. Does anybody ever feel like their life is a series of problems to constantly solve or overcome? Just one damn thing after another? Even small things. It's always something, right? As soon as I solve one problem, another takes its place. Does this sound familiar at all to anyone but me? That's because that is the nature of our physical life, to always show up for us as we are showing up for it. But what if we saw our problems differently, as opportunities to fine-tune our frequency to that God channel and to receive divine wisdom from that frequency? So Einstein said, you all know this, you cannot solve a problem with the same mind that created it. So what did he mean by that? To solve my problems, I need a new mind. I need a higher mind, or a mind in a higher frequency, like the God mind, right? So really, instead of solving my problem, I really need to transcend the mindset that created the problem. That kind of seems doable, right? I don't always know how to solve my problems, but I could transcend that mindset through meditation or contemplation or any of the many spiritual practices that we have. I can transcend the mindset that created that problem in the first place. My job then becomes raising the frequency or the quality of my thinking. Have you ever heard that before? Do you know anyone who teaches that? My thoughts and my beliefs, not in searching for a solution to the problem, but in raising the quality of my thinking to a higher frequency where those problems do not exist. When my clear new vision of myself is born from this higher place, then we can allow the new mind to bring forth solutions. There's a realm of problems and a realm of solutions. We want to be in the realm of solutions. We've been in the realm of problems long enough, don't you think? Our job is to feel the presence within us as our truth. It is God's job to dissolve our problems, which, by the way, is easy for God because there are no problems in unconditional love. So create a vision journal or write out a clear vision of who you want to be. The highest vision of you that you can see. It can and it will change and evolve throughout your journey. It should change as you change and have more aha moments. So my third and final idea for today is self-discipline. Our physical life is made up of mostly habits, right? Habits of thinking, habits of beliefs and behaviors. Habits driven by that same old thought and belief, the same old, same old. And as we know, breaking bad habits can be very difficult. So I try to change my habits instead of stopping them or breaking them. I try to replace a habit that I no longer want with a new habit that I do want. That's old news. That's been around for a long time. I find it very effective for me. I notice, everyone knows about my dog Blue, right? I notice in trying to train Blue, I got him when he was 7 months old and very active standard poodle, and he's strong. And he wasn't very good on the leash or trained on the leash. And I noticed in trying to train him that the things that he does are habitual. They're just habits. Following his nose, just constantly, whenever he dang well pleases, wherever he wants to pull me, just all these habits that he's had from his previous place, which, aren't horrible, but I would like them to be different. When I can train him into a new habit, he will gladly take it on as his new behavior. And I'm lucky he's food motivated, so that helps. But it doesn't matter to him. He has no judgment about it. When it finally dawns on, you want me to do this? Okay. And we do that for so long that it becomes a new habit. It takes patience, repetition, and calm assertiveness. That's what works best for Blue. And I find that the same thing works best for me in changing habits. I keep my eye on the prize. The prize is my clear vision, my new vision of who I want to be, how I want to see myself. And then from that, keeping my eye on that prize, I gain the inspiration and the motivation to keep on keeping on. If I want to create myself to be someone I love, it takes thoughtful time and effort to know what that is. And the discipline to change the parts of me that aren't that. By practicing what I do want instead of what I don't want. It really is that simple. But we all know it's not so easy, right? Because I know that my life shows up as I see myself in relation to it, I can begin with my habits of how I see myself right now. If I have created a clear vision of the real me, the me I love, then I have my spiritual work in front of me, and I can begin to consistently practice seeing myself in the new way. I can create a habit of seeing myself as the real me. If I'm dedicated to my vision and I persevere in my practice, one day I find my outer world has changed to become more in alignment with my inner vision of my new awesome self. And then I am beginning to be the real me. And that is where freedom is. So I told you I made a handout, and I would invite you to sit back and relax and listen to, I'm going to read the handout, and this is a beginning for us to see ourselves from that higher perspective. So this is just a list of affirmations of how I see myself. And these can be really powerful. After hearing yourself say these for so long, you start to believe these. So close your eyes if you choose. Just relax. I see myself energetic, inspired, and enthusiastic. I see myself loving and loved unconditionally. I see myself poised, confident, and filled with the power of absolute faith. I see myself as whole and complete, with an all-sufficiency of all things. I see myself with perfect judgment and as divine wisdom in action. I see myself as strong, mighty, and powerful. I see myself as eternal life in perfect expression. I see myself joyous, happy, and delighted to be me. I see myself enjoying the goodwill of God every single day. I see myself with perfect understanding. I see myself as the light of the world. I see myself as God being me. Today, I am free to be the real me. And so it is, and now I just let it be.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my brain. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Think I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the sad feelings have disappeared. Here is the rainbow I've been hurrying for. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Look all around, nothing but blue sky. Look straight ahead, nothing but blue sky. see all obstacles in my way. Down in the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day.
What's next?
God, you are every mountain. God, you are every ocean. God, you are every canyon, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every morning. God, you are every midnight. God, you are every moment, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything that falls, everything that goes, everything I know is you. God, you are every sunrise. God, you are every moon glow. God, you are every star shine, every inch of earth and sky. God, you are every springtime. God, you are every snowfall. God, you are every season, every second of my life. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything that flows, everything that goes, everything I know is you. 'Cause you are very breath I breathe, and your perfect love created me. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything that falls, everything you know, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything that falls, everything you know, everything I know is you. Everything I see, everything I do, everything I am is you. Everything that falls, everything you know, everything I know is you.
Okay, as the ushers come forth, this is our time to actively participate in the spiritual practice of the law of circulation. So you take your gift, your tithe in your hand, and know with me that as I have gratefully received, I gratefully share, continuing that circle of love, that circle of giving and receiving, that circle of abundance. And so it's with great joy that I participate, not becoming a bump in the road. And so it is. And our affirmation is the Spirit I give to God, God gives to me.
I release and I let go. Spirit run my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only here for life. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for life. I release and I let go. I let the Spirit run my life. With my faith I see the light. I am free in the Spirit. Yes, I'm only here for God.
And these blessings are gratefully received, continuing to expand, benefiting our church, our community, and our world. And so it is.
With a grateful heart and a grateful mind, I offer this sacred prayer. Thank you.
All right, I'm getting a little mixed up. David's keeping me on track. Where are we? I do have this all written down.
Good.
The thing is, you have to read it. Claiming our good. Here we go. So all together, so this is the last time for these. And again, if you would like to take home the affirmations and all of the affirmations that we have done for the month of July, there's a handout on the table over there for that. Of course, that will be gone for August and we'll have all new. So here we go in one voice, all together, CSL, all the way down. I know that success, prosperity, and happiness are the gifts of freedom and are the divine heritage of everyone. I know that divine guidance enlightens the collective mind of all people, causing it to know that success, prosperity, and happiness may come to all without the loss of either personal freedom or individual self-expression, and so it is.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I'm just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place